and superstars. There is incredible auto racing action. There is immense spectacle. Over 30 times annually, the largest crowds in motorsport gather from the length and breadth of the United States to witness, to share in the most competitive auto racing in the world. 1.5 million paid spectators form the backdrop to a series steeped in tradition, rich in its heroes and heroic deeds. It is the $6 million tour sanctioned by NASCAR and known to the world as the Winston Cup. This is part of its story. A Sunday afternoon in Rockingham, North Carolina, where folk heroes big enough to take life in their bare hands and deal with it are ready to compete for 500 miles. Every mile to be carefully observed and then rerun and replayed in bars, barbershops, and Tuesday night coffee clatches until the same time next year. The dreams of the multitudes here today rest with the cunning, the bravery, the resourcefulness of these people. And 4 words bring it all into focus.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Some 40 cars, mobile monuments to American ingenuity, take their cue. Except for the fancy trimming, they appear like expatriates of the parking lot. But when those 600 horsepower engines begin to grumble, they change from mild-mannered American dooryard status symbols to bona fide $50,000 super speedway war machines. And as they fire up, every number, every colorful livery that's qualified for this Winston Cup event guarantees owners, sponsors, fans just one thing: lots of anxious moments. Name your moment in sport, that quintessential spark in time that portends big doings, that leaves you weak in the knees and tight in the throat. Well, when 24,000 horsepower is touched off and these monsters surge as one toward the first turn, hey, that's truly a moment. In this Carolina 500, Darrell Waltrip powers into the lead. 500 miles on over a mile track. A hot, hand-blistering kind of business where minute maneuvers at 160 miles an hour separate the heroes from the also-rans. Cale Yarborough, number 11, qualifying poorly after totally demolishing one car in the qualifying period, and after crashing 2 weeks earlier and being badly hurt, today, with a green flag out, he attacks relentlessly, ripping through his adversaries. Yarborough in an untested, untried car digs low in turn number 3 and whittles down another one. Waltrip still on the point. Back to the inside moves Cale Yarborough as he fires through cars. Richard Petty passes his son Kyle like a stranger in the night into turn 3. Then, like a summer wind, Yarborough in car 11 sears back through the field, moving in on Richard Brooks for 9th position. Car 7 on the outside, Brooks, the Porterville, California campaigner. Yarborough again makes the Junior Johnson car walk and talk on the inside groove. At better than 160, Yarborough picks the spot as Waltrip continues to lead the event. Meanwhile, in heavy traffic, Yarborough thrusts and parries through his opposition. In one moment, he seems like he's locked to a track, the next slithering on the brink of control, anything to gain an advantage in his charge toward the front. Leader Waltrip flicks into the first turn, flirting with disaster on lap cars, always a dangerous point. The 3-time national champion, Yarborough, thrashes the Junior Johnson car, relentlessly closer to the leaders, getting 71, Dave Marcus. There is so much more to a Winston Cup race. You don't follow just the leader. Here, Darrell Waltrip. or the hard-charging Yarborough. Example, 8th place now, a scrimmage between 71 Marcus and number 7. That's Dick Brooks, with a rookie being overlapped. Going into the first turn, 71 Marcus dives down. Brooks goes lower. In collision. Nobody cracks the throttle. Nobody willing to give an inch. Yarborough dispatches the 7-time Winston Cup champion, number 43, Richard Petty, as they race into the first and second turn, with Buddy Baker, number 28, in close pursuit down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, in the back of the pack, the unanticipated, so typical of Winston Cup racing strikes. Terry Labonte rear-ending Harry Gant. Labonte sliding, trailing drivers, running for daylight, and even Labonte keeps running. In replay, look again at what happened. Terry Labonte finds Harry Gant with engine problems off his bow. He solidly rams the slowing car, sending Labonte into a ground loop. Then the field, reacting on instinct, makes a split-second decision on evasive action, and they scamper to the inside, led by Jody Ridley in car 90, escaping potential disaster in this Carolina 500. But for others, the heat, the race, the walls continue to hammer out a terrible toll. Rookie Bill Ellswick bangs into the outside retainer and settles into the infield. Every incident is documented. Each driver debriefed at retirement as to problems causing his departure. Attention to such detail has brought more cars to the checkered flag of Winston Cup events than any other form of major motorsport. There are few sights so awesome as a 3,700-pound car skittering into a barrier and then impending disaster hurtling into the scene. In replay, Joe Milliken, 72, blew an engine. At 150 miles an hour, slammed into the wall. Sliding on the track, he wrinkles the hopes of number 12, Buck Simmons, who had no place to go but through the door. Truly, the longest walk in sports is from a disabled racer back to the pits. The Winston Cup headliners into the final laps, and Petty gets loose. 2 decades of experience keep him out of a wreck. Buddy Baker comes to grief. An engine fails the 1980 Daytona 500 winner. He slides into the wall and then down the track, falling from grace in this Carolina 500. Winston Cup racing always seems to save something special for the finish. Cale Yarborough is being tapped by Dale Earnhardt as they square off in the final moments. The last lap, and the unsinkable Cale Yarborough focuses not on passing, but to keep from being passed, as the new superstar, Dale Earnhardt, number 2, searches for an opening. After 500 miles, less than a car length apart, but the car length that counts belongs to Timmonsville, South Carolina's giant, Cale Yarborough. Cale Yarborough out-hustles, out-muscles a top field of NASCAR giants. He heads for victory lane, there to be interviewed on the Motor Racing Network, and the 2-time Winston Cup champion, Ned Jarrett, was there.
TV, well, here he comes out of the car now. And as you can tell, he's a tired fella. Cale, a tough run race.
Well, it was, Ned, but you know, I just want to thank the good Lord for a good, safe race. It was a good run race today. And this Bush Oldsmobile really did the job, I'll tell you. It ran perfect. The crew did a good job, and, you know, it was just our day all day.
Cale, you had some injuries from 2 wrecks from prior weeks. Did that bother you any today?
Not a bit, Ned. I just cut that injury switch off and forgot about him.